fellow Democrats, fellow citizens, I thank you for the nomination you've offered me. With gratitude and with determination, I accept your nomination.
But the answer to their question is, I'm here because it is the home of Democrats, because I believe today that in this country there are millions of Democrats who are just as unhappy with the way things are as all the rest of us are.
It's not inconceivable that the election could turn on what happens in the next 90 minutes. Reagan, the former two-term governor of California, former motion picture actor, 3 times a candidate for president, and this time the Republican nominee. With him, lending the considerable support which has been her trademark, his wife Nancy. And Jimmy Carter, former governor of Georgia, peanut farmer, the Jimmy who stunned the political establishment in '76 by winning the White House. Now Carter's trying to retain it with a lot of help from his wife, Rosalind, one of his most energetic campaigners.
I had a discussion with my daughter Amy the other day before I came here to ask her what the most important issue was. She said she thought nuclear weaponry. Governor Reagan, again, typically is against such a proposal.
Governor, there you go again.
Tell us his greatest weakness.
Robert, reluctant as I am to say anything critical about Governor Reagan, I'll try to answer your question.
Next Tuesday is Election Day. Next Tuesday, all of you will go to the polls, will stand there in the polling place and make a decision. I think when you make that decision, it might be well if you would ask yourself, are you better off than you were 4 years ago?
During this last year, I've had a chance to meet and talk on the campaign trail with Americans in every corner of the United States. I find no national malaise. I find nothing wrong with the American people. Oh, they're frustrated, even angry at what has been done to this blessed land. But more than anything, they're sturdy and robust as they've always been. At this very moment, some young American coming up along the Virginia or Maryland shores of the Potomac is seeing for the first time the lights that glow on the great halls of our government and the monuments to the memory of our great men. Let us resolve tonight that young Americans will always see those Potomac lights, that they will always find there a city of hope in a country that is free. And let us resolve they will say of our day and of our generation that we did keep faith with our God, that we did act worthy of ourselves, that we did protect and pass on lovingly that shining city on a hill.
I promised you 4 years ago that I would never lie to you, so I can't stand here tonight and say it doesn't hurt.
So, Jimmy Carter, the defeated president, shakes hands with some of his well-wishers as he leaves the hotel ballroom in Washington, presumably to return to the White House.
This is an ABC News special. The 80 vote, election night.
Here is the Electoral College status as of right now. With 270 needed, Ronald Reagan is way over the top. 416 to 49 for President Carter, none for Congressman Anderson. It is, in truth, a Reagan Republican landslide sweeping across this nation tonight.
Let me just say, first of all, this has been, well, there's never been a more humbling moment in my life. Not only humbled by the extent of what has happened tonight, even if it had been the cliffhanger that all of us, I think, were expecting, I consider the trust that you have placed in me sacred and I give you my sacred oath that I will do my utmost to justify your fate. Earlier this evening, I spoke on the phone with President Carter. He called, John Addison called, but the President pledged the utmost in cooperation in the transition that will take place in these coming months. I offered him my own cooperation. He graciously said that he wanted this to be the
Governor Reagan, we just wanted to show you what the map of the United States looks like as of 8 o'clock tonight.
Hey!
It's all yours.
All right. When that began to slide, I thought that maybe the world was going out just as I was getting in. And now, as I said before, my family, I'm so grateful to them for the love, for the support, and for the hard work, because some of them were out on the campaign trail easily as much as Nancy and I were. And speaking of Nancy, she's going to have a new title in a couple of months. And it isn't really new because she's been the first lady in my life for a long time. I have one message that I have to give before I leave. I've been upstairs on the phone trying to get a hold of two celebrations, two parties that are going on, one in Tampico, Illinois, where I was born, and one in Dixon, Illinois, where I grew up. I've got two hometowns. And finally, we managed to get the radio station in that area, and they told us that they would broadcast my message into the two parties that are going on. So to all of them, thank you too, back there in the hometown. Thank you all. Thanks very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, President-elect Ronald Reagan.
Governor, are you prepared to take the constitutional oath?
I am.
If you place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand and repeat after me, I, Ronald Reagan, do solemnly swear.
I, Ronald Reagan, do solemnly swear that I believe that together we can keep this rendezvous with destiny.